Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by. Now, here's JP.
All right, welcome into a special edition of the JP Peterson Show. It's always special, though, isn't it? Let's just be honest. At least today it is, because we have Bucs GM Jason Licht will be joining us here momentarily. Full disclosure, we taped this interview about a half an hour ago. Super fun interview, as it always is with Jason.
He's a good dude, man.
He really is. He's unlike any other general manager I've ever covered. He's just such a regular guy, and it fits so well.
Yeah.
You know, fits the culture of Tampa Bay so very well. You know, I've always say it's always the best when your quarterback and your leaders fit the culture of the city. You know, I think of Tampa Bay as a very, hardworking blue collar city. I think it still is.
Yeah.
It's changed a bit over the last 5 to 10 years. But I think that's the fabric of what the city is. It's not, it's the antithesis of what Miami is, all glitz and glamour. And that's what the Dolphins are, right? They're all show, all sizzle, no steak, right? Where the Bucs are the exact opposite. Baker Mayfield's that guy. And Jason Licht's that guy. Jason Licht is that guy. Todd Bowles is that guy. There's no Mike McDaniel stuff going on here. This just,
oh my gosh,
it's just this is who we are. This is what we are, right? The creamsicle, although we don't play well in them and should never play in them. They look nice. So yeah, that's who we are. And I love that. We are not a pocket square kind of town. I've always said that. Like if you're on the air and you're wearing pocket squares, although Wechter can get away with it. Wechter and Rich can get away with it. But
it's a different look, isn't it, for them? Yeah.
For it's just not. It's just not that. It's not the kind of town we are. And yeah, and I think Jason fits that absolutely perfectly. So, we had a few minutes with him, and I didn't want to go over all the things he said, specifically about all the players. He's done those press conferences. He's talked about Ibuka. He's talked about a lot of the guys, but we asked him some idiosyncrasies about some of the guys, and some of the details. So I think it's some really fun stuff. And then we got into some Bert Kreischer, and he has a new gig, by the way. He's not just the general manager of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers anymore. He has a new gig, and he's not very good at it. He's not.
Does he recognize that at least?
He did.
Okay.
He did. His first trial at the gig did not go well. So that'll be at the end of the interview. You'll have to stick around for that. Really good stuff. So we'll do that at 10:30. If you guys want to comment, please jump in the comments. Obviously, YouTube. You could do it there on Facebook as well, on our X machine at the JP Peterson Show. We feature you guys and your great comments because you bring a lot to the table, and we really appreciate it. When are we taking their phone calls, Timmy? When are we going to start put out a phone? Can we take their phone calls?
Yeah, we talked about doing like a phone call Wednesday or something, right? Like maybe for.
Can we do that? You guys want to do that? Will you guys behave if we do a phone call Wednesdays where you?
They're not going to behave. We know this.
Well, I don't want them to behave. It's
and we can't screen I don't have any way to screen them. I just have to answer them and put it on the air. Like we don't have a screener here. We don't have a budget for that.
That's all right. You just call in and who's calling? And it'd be Bucs Basement. I hate Todd Bowles.
We used to do this thing on my old radio show called the 2-minute drill, where at the end of the show, our last segment, it was like 10 minutes long. We would go unscreened phone, and this was on terrestrial radio with the FCC listening, so we had to have the delay on. Where we would go, we would do a 2-minute drill where you come on the air, we'd say, "You're on the 2-minute drill, go," and they would you'd have 30 seconds or until we got tired of you to state your case for literally anything. Didn't have to be sports; it could be anything, and we would either let you go 30 seconds or we'd cut you off. I feel like this is going to be very similar to that.
I like that. I would definitely do that. You guys want to do that?
That would be fun.
Because we got some real, we got some very funny people.
Might have to block Rick's number, though.
No, I definitely want to hear from him. I'll let him call 2 or 3 times.
Just kidding, Rick. Just kidding.
I wonder what B sounds like. B's?
He'd probably be using one of those screener fake voice things, right?
Yeah, that hides the voice. Yeah, he totally would.
Yeah,
he totally would.
Yeah, but that's a good idea. We might have to try to string that together.
I think it would be fun. I think it would be super fun. This thing is just bugging me. I can't get it in the right. There we go. That's better. All right.
Need a technical director over there.
We do. We're gonna get into the hockey has been so good. I'm trying to go back and forth between the Maple Leafs Panthers games and the Rays game last night. I'm like, oh, look at this game. Back to the Rays. Oh, let me go back to hockey and wake up. God, it's bad.
How about Mikko Rantanen with another hat trick last night?
How about that? His first guy since Yari Curry, like 25 years ago, to get back-to-back hatties in the playoffs.
I mean, Yari Curry was pretty good.
Yeah, he was pretty good. Yeah, it's just baseball in general is pretty boring, but man, the Rays right now, holy shnikes. That was so bad last night. Check out some of these numbers. They've been shut out 6 times this year already, which is tied for worst in the majors. They've lost 6 in a row at home, 10 of their last 11, and they've scored 7 runs in their last 6 games. 7 runs total. If you take out the 16-run game they had, they're the worst offense in baseball, like by far. And last night, when I saw the lineup last night, I was like, oh, come on, man. Like, seriously? We're doing this? The cleanup hitter? Danny Jansen. Have you ever seen in your life in the MLB, a lineup where I'm trying to get the box score to see exactly what it is from last night. It's not coming up.
I got it right here. What do you want to know?
So you look at the averages. I think the average for the cleanup hitter, Danny Jansen, 171, hitting in the 4-hole.
It's 141 right now.
141.
His slugging is 211.
Just your cleanup hitter in a Major League Baseball game. You think that's bad? Read the slash line for the 5th hole hitter, Curtis Mead. This is your 4 or 5 hitters.
151 batting average, 233 on base, 170 slugging.
I would submit to you, even in the strike seasons, Tim, you will never find, Elias Sports could do this for us in a second. You will never find a 4 or 5 hitter combo that averages those numbers in the history of Major League Baseball. Never. And, well, you'd say, analytics, how did they hit lefties, blah, 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 blah. Last night, the 4 through 9 hitters were 0 for 18 with 19 strikeouts. I'm sorry, 9 strikeouts.
9 strikeouts, yeah.
0 for 18. I submit to you, I could go get the Jesuit lineup right now, district champs. I submit to you that I could get the Jesuit lineup and their 4 through 9 hitters could do better than that against Major League pitching. That's not bad. That's embarrassing. It is an absolute embarrassment. And any Rays fans, the few of you who dared go to this series that has been absolutely mobbed by Phillies fans, that the fact that you had to pay for that, that's like going to a restaurant and everybody at the table gets food poisoning and they still make you pay. Like you get food poisoning, like everybody's throwing up at the table and they say, here's the check. You get rabid dysentery. The entire group, sorry, you still have to pay. That's what that's like. I mean, refunds for everyone wearing a Rays jersey. It's an embarrassment. That is not a major league team. Oh, JP, they have so many injuries. A whole right-hander. I got news for you. All those guys that are on the injured list, they played last year, most of them. You know what? They sucked last year too. Second worst offense in baseball. So don't tell me, oh, we're all hurt. You're right-handed. I don't want to hear it. Another thing I got back on Twitter, Ha-Seong Kim, when he comes back, Ha-Seong Kim is a career 243 hitter who averages about 13 home runs a game. Now, if you think that guy is going to save your lineup, and that's in a lineup stacked with great Padre hitters where he's probably seeing 6 fastballs every freaking at-bat because they don't want to pitch around him because they got everybody else to deal with. Him in this lineup? Oh, here comes the big guy hitting 243. We got to pitch around him. Yeah. It's an embarrassment.
JP, let me run down your averages for your 9 starters last night, okay?
Murderers Row? You mean Murderers Row?
The Rays Murderers Row for 2025. And I'm not going to mention names.
That means a whole different thing.
I'm just going to go
Yankees.
I'm just going to go in order from the top of the lineup to the bottom of the lineup. And these are your averages. 257, 227, 242, 141, 151, 200, 225, 179, and Chandler Simpson hitting 267.
Yeah, Chandler, yeah. My Lord. That
and
is.
You go, and as a team, you go 2 for 29 from the plate last night. You get 2 hit, and with 12 strikeouts and only 3 walks.
That's embarrassing. That's not even bad. That's like embarrassing. And yeah, they got beat 7-0. Or was it 8?
7.
7-0. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you look at the Phillies lineup, and it's just like all-star, Bryce Harper, Trey Turner. It's just one right after another. Castellanos, Schwarber, Philadelphia. And why? Because they have an owner who gives a rat's ass and actually has money. Spends $283 million on payroll. And listen, nobody's asking the Rays to spend $283 million. Can we get to $100? We've never had $100 million payroll. Right now, our active payroll is $57 million. Oh, Ha-Seong Kim comes back. We're going to be good.
And by the way, the guy that beat you last night, Christopher Sanchez, wasn't he a Tampa Bay Ray?
He was. We traded him for our slugger, Curtis Mead.
Yeah. who he struck out on a 1-2 sinker in the 4th inning.
3 times he struck him out. 3 times. Or he struck out 3 times. I don't know if it was all against Sanchez. 3 times.
That's just ice on or salt on an open wound right there. Almost said ice.
And it's like, people are like, but and what the funniest thing, and we said this in the offseason when Neander was doing a national MLB Network interview at the owners meetings or baseball meetings. They asked him, he goes, well, I'm hoping that we'll be average offensively. Have you ever heard a GM say, I'm hoping we'll be average offensively?
Wow.
And now we know why he was hoping. Because there was no hope to be actually good. That would have been absolutely full. And people actually think that Eric Neander, he's actually said, because he has to say it, oh, no, we have no payroll restrictions. So this is the team you want to put on the field? This is the actual team you want to put on the field. This is what you, as a baseball savant that you are, Eric Neander, this is the team that you wanted to put on the field. You wouldn't have made any changes offensively to this team. That's what you're telling me.
I mean, if that's the case, everyone should be fired.
Everyone should be fired. Everyone should be fired. But it's not the case, obviously. It's not the case. This all goes back to the owner. And I did a tweet last night, and the meme I used was that I found was Kevin Cash drinking, like when it says period underneath. And people mistook that with my rant on the lineup that it was his fault. This is not his fault. Although I will say this. He does put the lineup out there. And I don't care what the F analytics say. If your analytics are telling you that Danny Jansen and Curtis Mead need to be your 4 or 5 hitters, I'm telling you, as a manager, I'm going to resign before I turn that lineup card in. I am. Because most people are going to look at you and say, oh, this is Kevin Cash's lineup. Really? This is what you think is going to get it done today? I don't believe that for a second. I don't believe it for 1 second that Kevin Cash wanted to turn that lineup in. I don't believe for 1 second Eric Neander wanted to put this team together out there. Not 1 second do I believe it. This is all forced by ownership.
Do you think when Kevin Cash is right, do you think when he's writing out that lineup every night, he's just writing it out and he's just like, he writes down the name. And then the next one, he's like, writes it down. He's so defeated, right? He does a shot in between.
Fireball. Tequila.
God almighty.
Like every name he puts down, he has another different shot. Yeah. Absolutely. Jaeger. Yeah. Curtis Mead. 2 Jaegers.
Yeah, if their batting average is below 200, it's Jaeger. If it's like between 2 and 250, it's Fireball.
Oh, my God. There's no way. There's no way.
Oh my
He's
God.
a 2-time AL manager. He's one of the best managers. You can't make chicken salad out of this chicken shiz. You cannot.
No.
And this is and last night he's doing his press conference. He's like, I got no answers. We're out of sync. You think? The famous Tony Dungy. We're just out of sync. We're out of sync. Out of sync. Ooh, that's putting it mildly. And I feel bad for the guy. I really do.
Yeah.
There ain't no way in the world that's the lineup. I don't think he writes out the lineup. Tim,
No,
I don't think he writes it out at all.
The
The analytics guys had it in. He probably doesn't even see it. He probably doesn't even see it until Topkin posts it, and everybody laughs.
He's as surprised as the rest of us every day, right?
I get you got to play some of these guys, but Danny Jansen and Curtis Mead in the 4-5 hole, you got to be effing kidding me. And if your analytics are telling you got to put a bunch of right-handers in against a left-hander, and Aranda can't play, and I don't know. I don't care. Aranda's going to give me better at bat. At least I can look at the lineup and see someone with a decent average in there.
Yeah.
It just looks better. And it can't be worse. The results can't be worse. Cannot be worse. No way. It's funny, Philadelphia pretty much puts the same lineup out there every day, right-handed or left-handed. Now, given that they actually spend money on hitters, so they get guys that aren't just, right-hand or left-hand dominant. They can actually hit, guys who throw with both arms. Or either arm, I should say. We couldn't hit guys that threw with both arms at the same time. I don't get it. I do not get it. And it's the narrative that is out there is just it's silly. It's silly. And I've said it since the off season. It's like, look, dude, you got a cheap, great pitching staff. If there's ever been a time where you should go out and overspend on some hitters, here it is. You could go get 2 or 3 really good hitters and still not be to the average payroll in baseball. Yeah. You could have, not that Pete Alonso would come here and come back to Tampa because he didn't want to play in the Trop or wherever else we're playing. But $23 million a year? Our active payroll right now is $57 million. And I know Hassan Kim and Shane McClanahan. I get that, but it's a joke.
Yeah.
And by the way, we don't have the money because of attendance. No, it doesn't work that way.
That's BS.
The revenues are over $300 million every year. You spend second worst in baseball. You spend 31% of your revenues on payroll. Second worst in baseball, almost every single year, right in that number. That has nothing to do with attendance. You making money, you could spend more. You just choose not to. So it's an embarrassment. And it all starts at the top. It all starts at the top. And then, then we're going to say, oh, if fans don't show up, why the hell would you pay for that? I don't care where you are. LA, New York, Chicago, ain't nobody paying for that crap. That's embarrassing. It's almost a F you to the fans. Here, thanks for paying $150 for your ticket today. Your cleanup batter is hitting 141. And what's funny? We got Danny Jansen in the offseason. Oh, we signed Danny Jansen. Rays fans on Twitter. Oh, my God, we signed Danny Jansen. Like, it's going to make a difference. And the Aussies, this is a great guy, man. He's taking over the clubhouse, and I'm sure he's a wonderful man. I mean, when I heard Eric Neander's like, I want him to marry my daughter, that's fantastic. That's great. For Thanksgivings, that's wonderful. For hitting cleanup in the lineup against the Phillies, not so good. And we went out and spent some decent cash on Hassan Kim. He can't play. And that's why we signed him. If he was healthy, he would have been a lot more. But we got a bargain. We had a bargain for a guy who can't play. It's the silliest stuff I've ever seen in my life. It's just, and again, I'm not blaming Eric Neander. I'm not, but he's doing this deal with two hands tied behind his back. Why he keeps signing up for this? Because I'm sure he has other opportunities. He must really like living in Tampa Bay.
I was just about to say that. It's very appealing, JP.
Good God. Who would do this? And I guess people understand, what's going on here. So it doesn't, I hope you understand. This is not on Kevin Cash. This is not on Eric Neander. If Kevin Cash could say what he really wanted to say, and he's not going to bury his players. He's not going to, but my God, I mean, can we write an AI script for Kevin Cash? Like what he really wants to say and play it on the air. Should we do that tomorrow? Yeah, we should. That'll be fun. I don't want to listen. And Danny Jansen is a fine man. And Curtis Mead, God bless him. I'm sure he's trying his hardest. I don't mean to impugn these guys personally at all, but I'm just talking about their baseball ability. They're all wonderful, wonderful people. And they're just, I get it. But my God, this is so effing bad. And at this point, Orlando, you want them? Please take them. And I've said this before, I'll say it again. If you're going to tell me that Stu Sternberg's going to be entrenched here as the owner and Major League Baseball cannot get him out and he's going to be here for another 10 years, move. Just go. Yeah. Just go. I don't want any part of this. I'm tired of talking about it. I'm tired of talking about him. I'm tired of talking about the stadium. Just tired of it. Go to Orlando. You can have him. You can absolutely have him. I'll drive him over myself. I'll put the trop on the back of a trailer and you can have that. Put the new roof on it. We'll stick it next to Disney and call it a day. It's embarrassing. And we got everything else we do here, we do pretty good. Our football team, damn good. And love the culture. The owners are great. They've done a fantastic job in the community, everything. Tampa Bay Lightning, I mean, what can we say? Championships, treat their fans like gold. I mean, just great arena, constant upgrades. Could not do more in the grassroots movement. Every kid in school gets a hockey stick. And it's just like, it can't be any better. And then we got these jamokes. I don't even want to say, it's not even it's a lot of great people that work over there on the baseball side. They're freaking amazing what they've been able to do. It's one dude, man.
And it's the one that matters. It's the one that matters the most.
It's exhausting.
Let me ask you this, and you guys in the peanut gallery chime in if you want on the comments. On a scale of 1 to 10, how bleak is the outlook for the Rays this year, in your opinion?
This takes me back to the Pinella days, like 100 losses.
Okay.
I mean, and you can't do 100 losses because your pitching staff's way too good. Way too good. But even after a while, they're going to be. I mean, even Shane Baz, he's probably like, what the yeah, I didn't pitch well, but what chance do I have with this line? He probably looked at the lineup and went, what the F?
All right, Jonathan Torres says it's a 4. James says it's a 10. Sergio Biltra says it's a 4. So let me remind everybody, while we've been discussing now for 20 minutes how bad the Rays are and how there's no hope, as it stands on May 8th, they're only 4 games under 500 and 4.5 games out of first place.
Yeah.
After all of this, And there's nowhere to go but up, right? Like, it can't get worse. It's already at rock
They
bottom.
just went into Yankee Stadium and beat the Yankees 2 out of 3, which makes no sense.
And you're probably going to get swept by a really, really good Phillies team, although they haven't been good on the road till they showed up at Steinbrenner.
All right. And that whole home and road thing, I got no answers for that. There's nothing that
you're going in today against Luzardo, who's 3-0 with a 1.94 ERA. And you're countering with Ryan Pepio, who's 2-4 with a 4.23 ERA. So today's outlook doesn't look very good. But again, I will remind you guys, you're only 4 games under 500 and 4.5 games out of first place on May 8th. There is plenty of time to get this thing right, because everyone else in the East sucks too. The Yankees are not good this year. The Orioles are not good this year.
No.
So there's time. I get it. It looks terrible, and it's a bad product right now. I guarantee you that's what Stu's talking about in the office. Hey, guys, 4.5 games out. It's May 8th. Let's push.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. That's fair. But it doesn't look like it's heading in the right direction.
I understand that. I mean, trust me, as a lifelong Texas Rangers fan, I've had all of those seasons, okay? I get it.
Yeah.
But
Recon Scout says they suck. Yeah. James says 10. 10's the worst, right?
Right.
10, very optimistic, James. John Hill says 2. I don't think he understood the lesson.
Yeah, so 10 is the worst, 1 is the best. So
they somehow play better on the road. Yeah, that's the weirdest thing ever. Maybe it's the lights. Don't both teams play with the same lights? Phillies didn't have a problem hitting the ball. Nobody else has a problem hitting the ball here. He says, I understand we're only 4 games out, but I'm over this owner. I had to live through Culver House.
Yeah, I get it.
No mention on MLB or ESPN this morning. What, of the Rays? Why would there be? They don't talk about baseball. First of all, it's the NBA playoffs, so they're not going to talk about anything but the NBA playoffs.
Yeah, true.
Orioles need to give us some of their hitting, and we give them some pitching. Well, that's the thing, Jeremy. Like, this is an easy fix. We have a surplus of pitching. We got a guy at AAA in Joe Boyle that all he does is strike people out with a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, and he's sitting at AAA. You don't think we could get a couple of hitters for that guy or for any of our starters? I mean, let's sell them before they get too discouraged, pitching in front of this offense. And their numbers look terrible. Pepio's better than 2-4 with a 4.3 ERA. I can tell you that.
Yeah, definitely.
But I mean, what do you do? What hope do you have when you go out there? It's just brutal. And listen, and I've taken a lot of crap from you people. Been fired by an employer because of Stu Sternberg, and my animus towards Stu Sternberg, and it's not personal, by the way. It's just about the way he does his business, way he owns this team. Nothing to do with him personally. And I'm glad that finally most everybody has figured out what I know. Who could still the owners, his own owners hate him. His commissioner hates him. Nobody in Pinellas County commissioner wants to do it. The mayor's calling him a liar. Everybody's just dumping him. And I'm the bad guy? I'm the bad guy. Okay.
He has more money than you, so yeah.
That's kind of what it runs down to. That's kind of what it runs down to. Everybody wants to be friends with the rich guy, no matter how bad they are, no matter what they do to you. Oh, let's be nice to him. He's got money. Like he's going to give you some?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
He's giving any of that up.
Yeah, Rick said
players.
Stu's in the office. He's in a sweatshop yelling at those kids to work. Kenneth LeClaire says it's early and we're not far behind, but we still have shit. I can't say that on the air. All right, good, but I don't want anybody to get mad at me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get fired from my other jobs. Yeah, the problem is it's unwatchable. I mean, it's a business. It's entertainment. It's supposed to be. Supposed to be entertainment. You know what? I know. I've been reading about. Hey, how's the experience at Steinbrenner? I've been to a couple games. It's been fantastic. The atmosphere is great. But it's not the Phillies. I didn't go to this series, but I'll probably go tomorrow, maybe. I gotta look at my schedule, but yeah, but I don't. Even I want to go to the park. I want to go, but I don't want to invest 3 hours of my time and just get frustrated watching this lineup. Jonathan Sora says, haha, I can't lie, JP. I miss living in Tampa every day. So if I was Neander, I might take a pay cut to stay too. Nothing like a grouper sandwich from Frenchie's in Clearwater. I get it. Rick says, relax. Stu is saving all his money to pay for the cost overruns. As soon as Timu delivers those torpedo bats, he can afford those tariffs. B said, Mike Bianchi stuffing hard for Orlando Dreamer. Says, Rick Workman happy to be a minority or majority owner investor. Depends whether Stu wants to sell totally or sell partially. At this point, you can have them. You can have them. I love you, Bianchi, and all the folks in Orlando, but, you know, I have not once heard the guy who runs Major League Baseball say they're interested in Orlando. Not once. Every time he opens his mouth, he says Tampa Bay. He told the players that there's a solution in Tampa Bay. Don't worry.
Yeah,
it's going to be fine. So that's what that's what I've been told by the people that want to buy the team. Yeah. But I could tell you this, they won't, you know, unless it happens in the next few months, these people are moving on with their lives. You know, they're not going to let Stu Sternberg hold up their entire lives. They've got other very important things to be doing. So if Major League Baseball wants to do this, then, you know, they got to get on it. They got to get on it. And Orlando's not the answer. It's just a bigger set of problems. You've invested almost 30 years in this fan base. It's not the fan base. It's not the area. It's not the market. It's one guy. It's one guy. That's
so the good news is, JP, if there is good news, if you look at the schedule for the rest of May, you've got Milwaukee coming up. They suck. You've got Toronto twice this month, 2 3-game series there and here. They suck. You've got Miami on the road. You've got Houston on the road and the Twins at home. That closes out May. You might be over 500 after the month of May.
Yeah, but Tim, you got swept by the Royals.
I get it.
It doesn't matter who they play. If the pitcher has a heartbeat in a left arm, you're toast. You're toast. He doesn't even need a right arm.
You swept the Padres.
Where's Abbott? I know. How do you sweep the Padres on the road? And the Yankees, you win those, and then you score 7 runs in 6 games. My God. But it's baseball. It's like, even the bad teams can win games. It's baseball.
Yeah.
So.
And when you're in a bad division, it's just like the NFC South. Somebody's got to win the division.
Yep. James says, JP, other than you two, no one calls out Stu. They cover his ass and make people think it's the market. Yeah, that's been the narrative forever in the Times. I think
because he pushes that narrative.
Evan Klosky, at 10 has certainly called him out. There have been a couple other, but yeah, for the most part, nope. Chris Thomas or the big dog, we're still on the radio. I'd be in 3rd place. But, that's back in the day when you could say things on the radio and not get fired. Yeah. Those days are over. Corporate radio's taken over. So
corporate America.
Yep. Good luck with that. All right. We'll take a break. When we come back, we got a real GM on the show today of a winning franchise. They win Super Bowls. They draft well. They're fun to watch. They're just fun to watch in the offseason, for God's sakes. We got Bert Kreischer doing Stein holds and freaking firing off cannons. I even asked Jason Licht about that. Great answer on that as well. So when we come back, our interview with the Bucs GM, Jason Licht. We're brought to you by the Jeeves Law Group, JEEVESLawgroup.com. They are local, they are trusted, and they get results. So if you've been involved in an accident, absolutely the first call is to the Jeeves Law Group. They will make you a priority. If you go with some of these bigger firms, sometimes not so much. But with the Jeeves Law Group, they know the local legal landscape. That is important as well. They are invested in your community. That's right. They have their philanthropy is through the roof. They have offices in Tampa and St. Pete. Who else got that to say? Nobody. JeevesLawGroup.com. Back at 3. Spring means a time of renewal and Rays baseball, and the folks at Italiano Insurance want to welcome the Rays to Tampa and remind you it's time to renew those insurance policies with the now famous Italiano Insurance Checkup. Let the experienced and friendly agents shop your policy for the best price and coverage. Famous for saving me over $1,000 on our auto insurance last year and over $500 on our homeowners. Now that's a grand slam. Might as well get a double play by adding flood insurance and business insurance to your portfolio. Costs less than you think, and trust me, you do not want to risk your home or personal wealth. That's a big whiff. So step up to the plate and call 813-877-7799 and chat with the all-star agents at Italiano Insurance. 813-877-7799 or go to ItalianoInsurance.com. Go Rays! JP here for Riveters, our new official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. And just like our show, no BS, no corporate chain feel, just amazing, authentic folks serving great comfort food in a casual atmosphere at unheard of prices. Riveters is located just south of Raymond James and Steinbrenner Field on Dale Mabry, walking distance to the park, so free parking, great place for pregame and postgame. Let's talk about fresh food. Nothing is frozen. Burgers, wings, prime rib, roasted fresh daily, never frozen. That makes a huge difference. The mahi, the salmon, also super fresh. All our sauces are original recipes made in-house. Our Warhawk chili and fully loaded potato soup is made fresh in-house. It's the best food anywhere, served by people who actually care. Riveters on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of where the Bucs and Rays play. We'll see you there. Are you looking to renovate your home, rebuild after the hurricanes, or build your dream home from scratch? Well, let me tell you about my friend Jason Fawcett and On-Site Construction. They have over 1,450 satisfied clients, 25 years of experience, over 500 designs, and a talented team of over 40 construction professionals. They believe building something exceptional begins by truly focusing on all the details, even the smallest ones. We understand that construction can be a daunting process, and we're here to make it as smooth and stress-free as possible. Quality is non-negotiable at On-Site Construction. We use the finest materials, employ the most skilled tradespeople, and adhere to the highest industry standards to deliver a product we're proud of and that you're going to love. Our project management is meticulous with a focus on completing projects on time and on budget. Your happiness is our primary driver. So give us a call at 813-579-5789 or check out our incredible website at onsiteconstructionfl.com.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show here as we roll on this. It's a Toys Day. It's a Toys Day. We're going to get to the hockey and a little bit of the NBA. Got some Belichick stuff to get to. We'll get to some Bucs stuff. And, of course, there's some interesting news in college football. Can Trump and Nick Saban save college football?
If anybody can, they can, right?
Didn't see that coming.
No.
Did not see that coming. Hey, by the way, Golden Diamond Source Mother's Day coming up on Sunday. All right? Don't screw this up. It's a layup. This is a layup, kids. $500 gift card match going on at the goldendiamondsource.com. Pay $500, get 2 gift cards. Give one to your wife, the mother of your children, and one to your mom. This is so easy. And then they get to go shopping, which they love to do, to walk into that place with all that bling, 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 all the great staff that they have there. Oh, they'll give them a nice, would you like some more? Where else would they rather go? I mean, are you kidding me?
A Rays game.
Perhaps not. Perhaps not. It's a diamond. They do have a diamond there.
There you go.
But it's not that kind of diamond that the ladies really like. That's where you go to the Golden Diamond. So $500 gift match going on over there, gift card match till May 12th. So get on in there, do your thing, and get something great for mom on Mother's Day at the Gold and Diamond Source. 3800 on Woodton Road, always online at goldendiamond.com. All right, the long anticipated, I'm sure you guys had to sit through that Rays rant just to get to the Jason Licht story. I'm sorry. I apologize. It's just business. I wanted to get all my advertisers here a shot. So you see them all there. They bring you this great show, and Jason Licht. So here's my conversation with the Bucs GM from earlier this morning. All right, we want to welcome in the man of the hour, making the rounds and all the national shows, popping up on my social media everywhere. It's the great Jason Licht, Bucs GM. Do we have the same hat on? No, close, but
close, yeah.
Oh, we're close. Good. Well, all right. So first question. Thank you for doing this, by the way. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
Good to see you.
Good to see
all
you.
Right, so the A-holes and douchebags line was awesome and epic, and I just absolutely love it. I know you've got probably a lot of reaction. My question is, how many A-holes and douchebags did you take off your board? Just in general, how many do you take off your board maybe per year, this year and per year?
It varies year to year, and it's, I don't know, probably 20.
20, wow.
Maybe more, probably more. That's a good question. I'll have to look that up. Now, I do kind of want to say there's a fine line between it. Now, we have a long process, okay? We have a long process of defining who we're taking off and who we're not. Now, it's just because the guy's maybe people don't like him and he's a, D-bag or an asshole, we're not going to just automatically take him off. It's got to affect their football character, and it's got to affect the team. I mean, there's a lot of people that fit that description that are very good football players, and maybe it works in their favor.
This is true. Yeah.
And there's a difference between a bad guy and an immature person, and we'll take immature and help them develop. But we just don't want people that are going to affect the locker room in a negative way that affects the performance of others and the team and ultimately puts them before the team. So, other things that we don't want to deal with. So, but it's we'll take a guy that's a little bit of a D-bag or an asshole that if they can get to the quarterback for sure.
There's a sliding scale, right? Yes, absolutely. So I'm always interested in the process, and you've talked about a lot of these guys, so I want to get more to process here. Like you always praise your scouts for going out and doing this character work. Do you have any stories or anything, like how far do you go? What will you do that maybe the fans don't know to really find out? Do you talk to their math teachers? Do you talk to their priests? Do you talk to the custodian? How far have you gone to find out some information?
No, I was an area scout at one point too, and it's been a while, but I understand what they go through. You take a lot of pride as a scout getting the true information of a player, and you never want to be wrong on that. Now, we're wrong on our evaluations sometimes. Not everybody's 100%. Because there's a lot that goes into whether a player succeeds or not. It can be the environment that they're in. It can be the city. It can be various distractions because of the location and all that. So all I care about is how the player does when we draft and how the outcome of the player that we draft. But anyway, so you want to go and you want to get as much as you can. So they'll go to, at all lengths. They'll call high school teachers, high school coaches. The custodians are always an easy one to talk to. They know everything, by the way. They know everything. Oh, yeah. And everything. And, the Breakfast Club, I'm the eyes and ears, Yeah. And, so they'll go at all lengths. In terms of like a specific story, it caught me off guard, but I know our scouts have parked themselves in places to make sure that they get as much information as possible.
At the mall, wherever. That's interesting stuff. All right, so rookies mini camp is this weekend. You've got a lot of interesting guys coming in. You got one guy in Tez Johnson who could fit three of him into Desmond Watson. You get the biggest guy and the smallest guy. And you also have Ben Chukwuma from Nigeria. This is just one of the most fascinating stories that you found this guy. Paid him $300K, the biggest bonus, 6'6", what's he, 310 now, from Nigeria, played 2 years of football. So there's a lot of interesting cats coming in. What are you looking forward to seeing?
I'm looking forward to seeing them all. There's not one in particular. Of course, you want to watch your high picks and how they perform. I'm always excited about pass rushers, so I want to see David Walker, see how he looks. But it's some of these some of these undrafted guys that I'm excited to see that have an opportunity here with our team, like John Bullock, linebacker from Nebraska. We got another center/guard, Ben Scott from Nebraska, safety from Marshall, J.J. Roberts, that really excited about. A lot of these guys made it. You mentioned Ben already. Jake Majors, a center from Texas. These are just some of the few. Most of these guys, if not all of them, they were on our draft board. So in our mind, it's like an extra draft pick, and we get to see how they, if they can make our team.
Have you met Ben? Have you met him and talked? I know your scouts have. I mean, what an interesting story. And I love the part where he left Georgia State and went back to take care of his dad who has Parkinson's. I mean, that's a lot of character in that young man. What are your thoughts on him specifically?
Just what we like about him is he's really only played 1 year plus a couple games, the year before, defensive line, then moved to offensive line. So he's just a raw piece of clay that the offensive lines coaches, Carbs and BP they can just start from scratch here. Yeah. And they get excited about that. It's, there may be some bad habits, but they haven't been bad habits for a long time. Right. So they can be easily addressed. So he's got a chance now. We're pretty excited about him.
You mentioned David Walker, obviously small school. This is kind of your wheelhouse when you get these guys. His athleticism is off the charts, and the tape is just crazy to watch, but it's Central Arkansas, so you got to take that with a grain of salt. But what is it about him specifically that you think he can really make it in this league make such a jump?
He's got tremendous instincts. He's got tremendous use of hands. He's got an arsenal of moves. He's got a big burst. He's powerful, and he's got a relentless motor. He's got the only thing that when you draw it, he doesn't have the size and length that the ideal, edge rusher has. He's short on the short side, but all the other things kind of make up for it. There's been plenty of undersized Dwight Freeney's and Robert Mathis and James Harrison and on and on and on that kind of fit his. I'm not putting him in that category yet, but he's like
Shaq Barrett. Yeah,
Shaq Barrett. Yeah. But he's very, very mature guy. He's a guy also that was just a really good athlete at anything he did. He's a great soccer player, that you could see that in his footwork too. So it's just a guy that's kind of been successful at everything he's done athletically. And I think it's going to transfer.
Some of these other guys that are coming in, you didn't mention the biggest name, and that's Shiloh Sanders. Now, is dad coming with him? My good buddy and classmate Dion, will he be here at all, or are we he wants to keep it on the down low? Have you talked to Shiloh at all about that?
I have not. We'll see him today. We're not expecting Dion. Dion's got his own thing going on. Maybe at some point come see his son in practice, like any father would want to do. So I have my own sons out here. So no, he's gonna be just like anybody else, and he's battling to make a spot, make the team. There's no guarantees. Yeah.
All right. So it's a couple other things I have to ask about. Are you and Bert Kreischer like best friends now? Because you two seem like you had him over there shooting the cannons. You two guys seem like you would hang out and go to a Country Thunder concert and have a few beers.
I love him. I idolize him, and I've met him a couple times, and I have his number, and we've texted a little bit. But it's kind of like I'm kind of the kid trying to be his friend, and he's like kind of pushing
the fanboy.
Yeah, I'm fanboying him. Like, I'm pissed that I wasn't a part of this whole thing. I didn't know he was going to be there on the ship. If someone's going to hear from me, that reminds me. I got to talk to somebody around here.
They didn't invite you to come over for that party?
Well, I did have things going on that day, but I guarantee I could have beat him in the Stein holding contest.
I saw that.
I 100%
beat Tristan Wirfs.
I have fallen asleep holding that.
Why were you not in that contest?
I have no idea. Yeah, somebody made a mistake.
All right, so one last question. I have so many spies out there, Jason. I heard you got a new gig. The U.S. Kids Tour. You're now caddying for Theo. Now, how does that, for your son, how does that work? Does he get mad at you if you give him a bad yardage? What's going on there?
I almost got fired. So we've done 2 tournaments now, and last week we had one at the Eagles, and I forgot the rangefinder. So it was awful. So we had to.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
And they don't have the yardage.
Your driver, that's the number one piece of equipment. What are we doing?
I know. Well, the first one that I showed up to, when we got there and checked in, I didn't know what to expect. And I said, so can I watch? And they said, well, are you going to caddy? I said, well, I guess, yeah, I guess I am. So I'm the only dad. There's like 60 dads and moms caddying for their kids. I'm the only one without a push cart. I'm lugging them around. And I looked at my phone. I 10.6 miles at West Chase, which is kind of
Yeah,
I was sore for days after that.
It's kind of a swamp. It's a tough slog.
We got the cart. I tried to order it. I tried to have it delivered like on the 10th hole, but we got it like the next day. So
you didn't call for the cart. You called for the cart too?
No, I ordered on Amazon. I tried to.
Oh, it's fantastic. If Amazon would have brought you a cart at the turn, that would have been the best. That would have been the best promo for them ever. Fantastic. Yeah. Hey, Jason, congrats on the draft. Really appreciate you doing this. We'll see you out there this weekend, and good luck in the caddying endeavors. You got work to do.
I appreciate it.
All right, thanks. All right, there he is, Jason Licht. He forgot the rangefinder. How do you forget the range and the cart? All the other
That's pretty
dads are out
funny.
there. You imagine all the other dads are out there with the push cart, and he's like lugging the bag around. It's a small bag, but
That's a pretty good gig, though.
Yeah. Oh, caddying for your son. How cool.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
I was texting with him. I said, man, he sent me a picture of him and his son. I posted it. I'm gonna throw it up right here. It's really cool. Of him. Oh, maybe I can't. Come on.
I can go get it. Is it on your X?
Yeah, it's on my X.
I'll go get it.
Yeah, you can put it on it. So yeah, and can you imagine all the other dads are out there pushing, and he's got it loaded up, and he forgets the rangefinder. Dad, what's the and he doesn't have a book, I'm sure.
He's like just guessing,
stepping it off. But come on, kid, what do you want? It's 150. What's the difference? Chances of you hitting the green are slim.
Just get your driver out. That's what Johnny was telling me all day Monday. Johnny, what's the distance? It's like 180. Just get your driver.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
I'm like, what?
And we had caddies the other day at Pelican, and they're like, 160 to cover the bunker. Well, there it is. Isn't that cool? He's got the whole bib on. Look at that. He's got the bib on. This is after he got the cart, obviously.
Obviously, yeah.
And he ordered the one with the stool on it. I love that. I didn't even see that. It's brilliant. You sit your ass down after a while. Hell yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So, him and Bert cried. That was my other favorite. He goes, "I've fallen asleep like this before." If you haven't seen this, the Bucs put this video up. They had like a stein holding contest where you hold it at arm's length, right? At like a full big stein. It was full of water in this case instead of beer, because of course we have to be politically correct.
Don't have to be.
So, and he's got Tom Segura, the other company, Tristan Wirfs, Christ, maybe you can find. It's on the Bucs Instagram, and maybe on their Twitter too.
Okay.
So there's 5 of them, and they're holding up the steins to see who can hold it up the longest. And Kreischer is not freaking moving. He's just sitting there like smoking a cigarette. Even Tristan Wirfs like, trying to hold it up. I'm like, dude, don't tear a tricep muscle trying to win this.
Yeah.
This guy's a freaking professional over here. Are you kidding me? You ain't gonna beat. Kreischer's just like looking around until everybody quits. He's done this before.
Right.
He's done this before. He
probably trains for that.
He does. He's got the big gut. Of course, he's got his shirt off. He's probably got this like perfectly balanced biometric thing going on that his stomach balances out the beer. Anyway, try holding up. I try to hold the mic out for a minute and a half.
Yeah,
like we have to do it's not easy. So yeah, that's the first thing. That's the first challenge, physical challenge I think I've ever seen Tristan Wirfs lose, and he plays offensive tackle in the NFL, and he couldn't beat.
He lost it to Burt.
Yeah, I bet Light would have held his own. I bet he would have held his own.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great stuff. And I love the stories about what they do to get the character. And did that he said 20, maybe more.
Yeah.
That's a lot of guys.
He made it sound like 20 was on the low end too.
Yeah, that's a lot of guys that you're just taking off your board.
Especially with all the qualifiers. Like, it's not just if we hear they're a bad guy or if someone doesn't like them. It has to affect their football, right? So you can be a miserable human being and still play really good football. Yeah. And maybe you're not off the board.
Like Sapp. Like Sapp was he's much nicer now, but he was not a very nice guy.
He's not.
to the fans or, anything. No. He's not a good dude, which is why he slipped in the draft. But he was maniacal about football. Like football was the most important thing to him, most of the time. So and that's why he was so great. So there's a sliding scale. There's always going to be a sliding scale. But there are certain, and I think for Shedeur, there were, I wasn't going to ask him about specific guys, obviously, but I mean, how many teams took Shedeur off their board because of his attitude in the interviews? And yes, yeah, of course. No general manager, no owner is going to have a quarterback tell him how they're going to run. Basically, oh, don't draft me. Okay. No problem. We're good.
Yeah, we're good.
You ain't Peyton Manning, bro. No, you're not. We're good. We'll find somebody else. We'll run our culture. We'll figure out our culture. You don't have to, And from what I can tell, I'm not sure I want my whole team emulating the way you handle yourself. It's so descriptive in those videos you see of him and Cam Ward working out. Where Shedeur wants to go, hey, let's go, wrap some beats or whatever the kids say.
I mean, that right there told you everything you need to know about Shedeur Sanders and where his mind is, even when his daddy's not around, right? His daddy, because that's how his dad was, right? But his dad was a top talent in the league, and Shedeur's not. So that's the difference. Teams will put up with that if you're one of the best players ever. When you're not, they don't, and that's the difference. But
yeah. It's so if you guys have some comments on the interview, what you like, what you didn't like, what you heard, I didn't want to get it. Tell me about Emeka Egbuka because we only had 10 minutes with him. Very busy man. We've heard that, but I wanted to dig in a little bit on David Walker because, that's a guy that they really liked and they stayed and they got him in the fourth round. So I'm really interested in what it was. And I thought he had some really good things to say about that. And instincts is one of those things that is so hard to measure, but you know it when you see it. I think, if you know how to watch tape, you get it. And I think Jason and the scouts are really good at measuring that. So I'm excited about this class. I'm really excited about it. I wasn't at first. I was kind of but the more you dig into these guys, and then, because I really didn't think wide receiver was in need. I didn't look hard enough, and also, he's been asked about this as well. Clearly there's some issues with Chris Godwin's rehabilitation, and clearly there's his ankle.
There's some concern.
Yeah. Dislocated ankle on that dirty hit when he shouldn't have even been in the game.
They were coming back, JP.
And then Egbuka is a guy that, he's going to have impact year one and maybe way more than we think. And I think it tells you a little bit about how they feel about Jalen McMillan. They're not, because I think, I think it's pretty, we talked about it here on this show and other places we've heard them talk about it. The first half of the season was not good for him. I think I think the Bucs were not happy with his attitude or his dedication to the craft. I don't think, but they had some moments where they had to get him right, and he got right when they needed him to get right. So, but that's just, I think it's you're never gonna, and obviously Mike at 32 and Chris will be 31, I think 30 or 31. They ain't going to play forever. Even if they play well the next couple of years, Egbuka is the heir apparent, and you might as well get him now. And if he's the best player on your board, you go get him. That's what good teams do. And then you had the 29th worst defense. You go out, you get two really good corners, Pass rush. Where's the pass rush? Well, you signed Hassan Reddick. It was a long time ago, so I think we forget about that. That's why we were all like, we got to go get one. Well, they got a couple of them. And, history tells us that these two guys are not going to be game changers. You don't get game-changing pass rushers in the 4th or 5th round. But if anybody can do it, it's Jason Licht. And also the profile of these guys just weirds me out. Like, both of these guys should have been drafted higher. But the numbers that they put up, I don't get it. I don't know what. And sometimes, like, I bet there's tons of teams that took David Walker off their edge rush board because of his size, 6'1". Like, a lot of teams won't draft corners under 6 foot. That's stupid.
Yeah.
So with he's 5'11" and 3/4, he's off your board. It's the dumbest shit ever. That's just dumb. Like, I get having guidelines, but taking guys off boards because if he's not 160 pounds, he's not on our board. Well, let's see how Tez Johnson, let's see how he does. I'm not here to say, he's going to be the next diminutive player that's really, really good. And no, man, I'm trying to think of the guy that is he going to, he's very much in the Deshaun Jackson mold.
Right.
Just with a much better attitude, by the way, much better attitude. So we'll see, but it's a 7th round pick.
Well, and in the category department of leaving no stone unturned, earlier this week, they went out and signed to an undrafted free agent contract, Garrett Green, the former quarterback from West Virginia, who's trying out in the NFL as a wide receiver, as one of these little speed guys, right? He played a little bit, caught a few passes in college, was converted to quarterback, but he's seriously undersized to play quarterback, and even more so than, these other guys that are already undersized. But the Light and the team, the scouts, saw enough of him to give him a shot playing wide out and maybe as a gadget guy, maybe returning kicks or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, they're literally looking everywhere and then trying out people like Garrett Green as a wide receiver. So you got to give credit where credit's due, man, for looking at some of these guys.
Absolutely. And the guy from Nigeria, Chawonga, Chukuma.
I'll let you take care of that.
Just butchering it. Chukuma. Yeah. 6'6", 310. And he looks like, he doesn't have an ounce of fat on him. He's just a big dude, big, strong dude and athletic. And, you heard him talk about guys growing up playing soccer and other sports. He played soccer growing up. And what else did he play? And basketball. So, I love that. He's super athletic.
Yeah.
And, he's you put him on the practice squad and see how he develops. A lot like DeMar Dotson. DeMar Dotson played, I think, 2 years of football at Southern Miss. He was a basketball player. And he played 10 years in the NFL, right tackle, that damn good right tackle for the Buccaneers. Damn good. He reminds me a lot of DeMar Dotson. So I'll be interested to look at him. And it's especially with offensive linemen. You go see him and you see him go through the drills, watch their feet, see how light they are in their feet.
Yeah. Once
he learns the game, you got an undrafted free agent that could become a good swing tackle for you, or maybe even start one day. Yeah, that's great. Obviously in this team, he's not starting as long as Gedeke and and Wirfs are healthy. So, but you can't have enough good offensive linemen.
And depth.
Get them for nothing. They're not even drafted pick, and that's good. All right, just some stuff about this interview. Nathan Ellis said, I wanted you to ask Jason Licht about Metallica at RJS in June. Yeah, they're going to be here. Will he be there? Will he be concert gate? Yeah, you damn right he will be. Absolutely. Yeah, he'll be all over that Metallica show. He'll be up in the suite, I'm sure. Absolutely. Probably backstage. Yeah. All right, we'll get to you in a second. All right, I'm going to do there we go. Douglas Batista said, great interview, JP, at the Rays game last night. Sat behind the Rays dugout. Plenty of Rays fans on that side of the stadium. Nothing to cheer about. Was awful offense. Probably 40% Rays, 60% Philly fans. Yeah, it was 90% the night before. It was definitely different last night. You could hear it. But again, nothing to freaking cheer about. Like nothing to cheer about.
Yeah.
Recon Scout said, nice interview. Scott says, I'm going to the game tonight with a friend from Philadelphia. You have a friend from Philadelphia?
Gross.
Sorry to hear that. Even when we're talking Bucs, it's amazing to me how many people want to talk about the Rays. There's so much interest in the Rays. If we just did it right, man, it could be great. Richie P, good morning to you. Said about Burt K. Dude was an athlete. He was Brad Radke's catcher at Tampa Jesuit. That's right.
Did you see that clip of the podcast he was on where he realized that? He had no idea that was the same Brad Radke he went to high school with, and they were doing an interview on a podcast. And so Bert they got Brad Radke up on the screen. He's like, man, I went to high school with a dude named Brad Radke, and like he had a heater, and that guy, and I was catching for him, and Brad was up there going, yeah, that was me. I'm Brad Radke. And
how many Brad Radkes can there be that can throw 100 miles an hour?
Bert goes, the look on his face was like, wait, you're that Brad? Wait, we went to high school together? And he was just flabbergasted, like he had no clue that it was the same guy.
That had to be a bit. Come on.
I don't know. It looked authentic to me, but it was freaking funny.
Are you kidding me?
No, he had no freaking idea that it was
not like Brad Radke was like a number 5 starter. He was a freaking all-star.
I guess he didn't follow pro baseball or something. I don't know.
How would you not know that?
I have no idea. He's like, you went to Jesuit? He's like, you went to Jesuit in Tampa? I went to Jesuit in Tampa. It was so freaking funny. He had no clue.
It's like a Ricky Henderson moment.
It is. It's very much like that.
You've heard the John Olerud story? Yeah. For those of you who haven't heard it, he played with John Olerud for like 2 or 3 years, and he came up to him at the batting cage one day. Ricky Henderson said, hey, man, I play with some guy that used to wear a batting helmet out in the field. He's like, yeah, that was me. Oh, damn.
Oh, Ricky.
Oh, one of the greatest to ever do it.
Oh yeah, crap. Absolutely.
Maybe not the brightest bulb in the chandelier, but damn, he could play. Love watching him play. And his speech when he broke Lou Brock's, call that one up. It was very Trump-esque. Very Trump-esque. I'm the greatest of all time. Sound like Ali. No, it was Danny Graves who pitched at Brandon High. What? Danny Graves. I remember him.
Oh, it was Danny Graves. That's right. No. So Burt Kreischer. That's right. He didn't recognize Danny Graves. That's what it was. I'm sorry. I totally mistold that story.
Yeah, I didn't know. Did Burt go to Jesuit? I know he went to FSU.
It was Danny Graves that they were interviewing that he didn't remember.
Okay.
Him being the same guy.
We're playing against Burt.
Sense.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, playing against Burt. Right.
Yeah,
that's what it was. I'm sorry, guys. Look, I'm drinking.
His was a much better story, though. Be honest. That was way better. Don't let facts get in the way of a good story. Jeez,
exactly.
What are we doing here?
Exactly.
It's one of our codicils here at the JP Peterson Show, for God's sakes. Yeah, he did go. So he did go to Jesuit, and then went to Jesuit and doesn't strike me as a typical Jesuit man, though. TBH.
Maybe he's changed a lot, like the rest of us.
That's working for him. The machine.
Can I make a confession?
What?
I don't really get the Burt Kreischer thing. I don't really understand it. I don't know if I like him. Like I don't get it.
He's funny. You don't like his stand-up routine?
Is that what he is? I've never seen his stand-up routine.
Yeah,
Does he always
really
do
good.
it with his shirt off?
Yeah, that's his other thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm out. I'm sorry, I'm out. I'm sure he's funny. I'm not watching.
There's just a large audience out there that can really relate to him. That's his shtick.
Maybe
very large audience.
Maybe I should start doing our show with my shirt off.
Bert, no, that's not it. You'd have to be a lot funnier. So once again, there's a sliding scale. You'd have to be a lot more famous, have a lot more followers, and be a lot funnier.
It's true.
Sliding scale.
I'll start working on that bit.
Burt K told Joe Rogan I could beat you in anything outside of MMA, and Rogan got pissed, then told Rogan I'll run in the LA Marathon next month with little to no training, went out and did it. Seriously? Kreischer ran in the LA Marathon and finished with that gut? Wow.
I'm fact checking.
Fact check.
He finished the LA Marathon with no training at 5 hours, 33 minutes, and 33 seconds.
So he walked it. Still walking 26 miles is not easy.
I mean, I couldn't do that. I couldn't even see 26 miles.
Yeah. He's Florida guy through and through. Yes, he is. Absolutely. Anything else on the interview? I think that's about it. Okay, cool. Let's take a break. We'll come back on the other side, get into a little bit of college football talk. Nick Saban and Donald Trump going to save college football. And I saw so many people go bananas because Donald Trump dared to do a speech at Alabama. Like, oh, I'm never going to be a Crimson Tide fan again. I've been one all my life. I'm like, really?
Ridiculous.
Wow. Holy. Yeah, you guys really got to stop watching CNN. It's making you nuts. Or any other legacy media for that matter. All right, quick break. We are brought to you by the great folks at On-Site Construction and Restoration. Jason Fawcett is the owner. You've heard him on my show. Comes in here, tells you all about home improvement, all that cool stuff. OnSiteConstructionFL.com is the website. Go take a look at some of the work they've done. It is fantastic. And that'll give you some ideas of maybe something you could do in your home. You want to redo your kitchen. You want to add on an extra room. And that's not easy to do, folks. When they're working with existing structures, things pop up that maybe other construction companies haven't run across. Well, they have it on OnSiteConstructionFL.com. They've been doing this for over 20 years, over 1,400 local jobs, great reviews, honest contractor, very hard to find. Sometimes an oxymoron, but not in this case. OnSiteConstructionFL.com, honest contractor. Go to the website and check them out. Tell them JP sent you. Back in 3. Hey, JP here for my concierge medical professional, Chris Lugo, PA. You've heard him on the show for a couple of years where he shares invaluable medical, nutritional, and supplement advice. With Chris, it's like having a medical provider as your best friend. What I love about this concierge service is the convenience and support he offers. I can text or call him 24/7 with any questions or concerns, and he'll promptly call in a prescription if needed. No office visits or copays required. It gives me peace of mind knowing I have someone genuinely invested in my health, not just focused on insurance profits. And the best part, the Bay Area Modern Medical Center's personal concierge service is more affordable than you might think. Don't let insurance companies dictate your health care. Take control of your health and wellness today. Visit BAMMC.com for more information and to schedule your initial free consultation. Empower yourself and take charge of your personal health with BAMMC.com. Diamond Days are back at the Golden Diamond Source, Tampa Bay's largest jewelry superstore. You know, I love Diamond Days because right now you can get up to 20% off all the diamonds in the inventory, including April's birthstone. Plus, you can take advantage of 0% financing for up to 5 years. This means that if you finance $5,000, your monthly payment would only be $83. Best of all, your Golden Diamond Source diamond never loses its value. And listen up, all soon-to-be newlyweds, here's your chance to win a $2,500 shopping spree at the Golden Diamond Source, along with a wedding cake for up to 100 guests, created by the renowned celebrity chef, The Cake Girl, as seen on the Today Show. Entering is easy. Simply visit the Golden Diamond Source on Omerton Road for your chance to win big. If you want your special someone to say yes, make sure it's a Golden Diamond Source diamond. Visit us at 3800 Omerton Road in Clearwater. JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man Scott Jeeves, who lives right here and has long been a highly respected member of our community. He's a proud sponsor of the Tampa Riverwalk. Jeeves Law Group is also a proud sponsor of our Grand Central District in St. Pete and has neighborhood events throughout the year. He has an office on Central Avenue in St. Pete and one on South Howard in Tampa. You can't get more local than that. So when you need an attorney, you're going to hire some huge firm that advertises all over the state or the one that supports your favorite sports show. It's the Jeeves Law Group. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. For personal injury and personal attention, call us for a free case evaluation. That's 8889-JEEVES. That's 8889-JEEVES. Hey, Tampa Bay, it's time to get your AC unit ready for summer. And here at Third Generation Plumbing and Mechanical, we recommend getting ahead of the game, keeping your family cool before the hot summer months with one of our maintenance agreements in the hopes of avoiding the dreaded emergency service call. Our maintenance agreements include, we'll test the electrical components, check and tighten high and low voltage wire connections. We'll check the refrigerant for manufacturer's performance levels, test thermostats, calibrate if needed, clean the evaporator coil and condenser coil, and clear and treat the drain line and drain pans. Just call us at 813-961-8024 for the special rates, and a human will actually answer. 813-961-8024 or go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the Golden Diamond Source. Mother's Day is coming up. We got the gift card match going on right now. Buy a $500 gift card, get a $500 gift card going on through May 12th. So get on over to the goldendiamondsource.com. You can even bring your lady in there and give her the two gift cards. Mom gets one. Your wife gets one. So easy. GoldenDiamond.com is the website. Just go on in there and tell them JP sent you. They're only about 15, 20 minutes from downtown Tampa if you're going over the new Howard Franklin there, which I went over the other day. It's on my way to Pelican. Which, by the way, big shout out to the great folks at the Pelican. What a gorgeous golf course, man. Very Augusta-esque. I mean, you could not find a freaking weed on that entire parcel. It's just absolutely gorgeously manicured between the holes. Like everything was, the greens were just fantastic. Man, what a treat to play out there. Really, really good. Had a few transfusions, a few Tito's transfusions. Yeah, absolutely.
Jealous. I'm jealous.
More Right Runner said, damn it, I missed Jason. No, you didn't. We'll be posting that interview all over the place right after the show. So, of course, if you miss anything, you can always go back and listen to it on the podcast, or actually go on Twitter. You can rewind. Can you rewind while we're live?
Yeah.
I don't know. Can we? I don't know. Oh no.
So.
Anyway,
Yeah.
You won't miss it. Really good interview. Fun interview. I didn't want to do this. Oh, would it tell me about a buca? We've already heard all that stuff.
On YouTube, you can go back and rewind while we're live.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. Richie Piece of the FSU bit is classic.
And by the way, the Jason Licht full interview separated has already been uploaded to our YouTube channels, both Dallas and Tampa, and it's scheduled to go live at noon Eastern. So as soon as we're done with the show here, you can pop over and you can replay it on its own little channel over there.
Michael LaRue, good morning to you, said, what's Stu's stadium plan? MLB's owners want to know. Yeah, he was asked for that a while back, and we didn't. Yeah. Have we heard anything? No.
Nope.
No. And it's funny. I tell the Orlando people, Bianchi's come on my show before. Maybe I'll see if I can get him on. I'll just hey man, don't take the bait. Like, go spend your money and time on something else. It's not going to happen. If you're dealing with Stu, save yourself. Save yourself. As I said with the stripper, he's like a stripper. He doesn't love you. She don't love you. She may act like it, but she don't love you.
You keep saying that, and I'm not sure that's like when I go to strip clubs, I feel like they're into me. I don't know why you're saying that.
All right. Former Alabama coach Nick Saban is expected to co-chair President Donald Trump's commission into college athletics. A source confirmed to CBS Sports Richard Johnson. Richard Johnson's his name is Dick Johnson?
Seems redundant.
Kind of does. Okay, Dick Johnson. The news, that's his real name. Richard Johnson. Okay. The news comes after Trump met with Saban to discuss potential name, image, and likeness reform. Additionally, Texas businessman Cody Campbell, founder of Texas Tech's Matador Club, NIL Collective, and chairman of the Texas Tech Board of Regents, will serve as co-chair along with Saban. You know this dude? You're Texas Tech guy.
Yeah, I know who he is. I've never talked to him, but I know he's a good dude. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure
Gerber's played golf with him.
Probably.
Come on.
So that Matador Club is Texas Tech's main NIL avenue, for companies to come in and coordinate that with players and stuff. And they do pretty good work over there. They're the ones that I think the first one in the Matador Club was the first NIL collective in the country to promise the same amount to players, like for the lower sports, like women's basketball.
Mm-hmm.
They made sure that every single player on the team, this was a couple of seasons ago,
got a
they were
stipend, yeah.
$25,000 for the year, every single one of them. It was fair across the board. It was even, and it wasn't some ungodly, ridiculous amount, right? Because that's not what it's really supposed to be about, which is what this commission's for. But yeah, the Matador Club was one, and it was the swim team. Like, it was everybody. Look, all of you guys are getting $25,000 a year just for doing what you do. You know, we're making sure it's fair. So it's a good organization, and it's good that they're involved in this. So
he's a pretty level-headed dude who knows what's going on. That's good. Yeah. Says the commission would examine prominent issues facing college sports like the transfer portal, unregulated booster compensation that goes directly to athletes, the employment of college athletes, Title IX, among other hot-button topics. Trump was also recently in Tuscaloosa to deliver the commencement speech. Yeah, and I saw everybody losing their mind. I'm never going to be a Clemson Tide fan again.
So ridiculous.
That. Golly. Said the president is also considering, if Kamala Harris went to and did a commencement speech at FSU, like, I'm not going to the game anymore.
Can you imagine that?
No, I can't.
How ridiculous that is.
Ever. Golly. The president is also considering an executive order aimed at greater scrutiny towards NIL deals. Though an executive order would likely still need congressional action, NCAA President Charlie Baker told the Dennis Dodd in April. I don't know about that. I mean, it seems like you can do. I mean, I don't necessarily like the fact that you can circumvent Congress with all these executive orders.
Yeah,
it seems to be the way we do our government now. So I don't know. Well, when you have a Congress whose sole purpose on one side is to just stop what the other's doing, that's not what Congress was supposed to be.
Right.
Whether it works either way, like it's not. You're supposed to be there to make the country better, not to stop what the other person is trying to do. That's why I always say Congress is like taking your car into a mechanic. And you have two mechanics that just sit there and argue on what to do and never fix your car. Right? That's what it is. That's what it is. Like, I wouldn't take my car to a place like that because, things just aren't going to get done. Or they'll say they fixed it and, do something just to get it running and then it'll break down again, which is kind of like what Congress is. Let's just be honest. You get 4 years, 2 years, whatever. One undoes what the other one did. It's ridiculous. It's not the way our government was supposed to run. But this, Stephen A. Smith is like the most logical Democrat, and this is probably why he's going to get the nomination. Stephen A. Smith very well may be the next president of the United States. Because he literally
got nobody else to run out there.
He's the only one. It's like he's sitting there talking to the Democrats going, so all you doing is just everything that Trump's for, you're just going to be against. That's not your job. Your job is to get stuff done, to have an agenda. And it's like, it takes a guy from sports to tell these knuckleheads that on both sides of the aisle.
It took a guy from the business world to come and fix the politicians in Washington. Right. Yeah. So why not? Sports can be next.
It's so broken. It's so broken. And it's sad. We're the victims. We're the victims.
All of us.
Good God. So, and I see, and I went out when I was researching this topic, all of a sudden you have all these, college football experts like, I don't want Donald Trump to anywhere near my college football. Oh yeah, because it's going so well now. Well, I don't want anybody that has power to come in here and try to fix it because it's going so well for you now.
Is there anyone that doesn't think it's broken? Like, there's not one person out there.
I don't want Donald Trump anywhere near it. God. Like, you just saw it. Like, if the guy freaking cured cancer, you'd be like, oh, I'm not taking that. I'm going to die. Golly.
You know what? Trump and Musk could probably fix college football in about 20 minutes.
That's right. 100%.
And Saban's going to help.
And I said this, I've said this for months and months going back, is that the only way you're going to get the SEC and the Big Ten to basically, give up some of their advantages and bring the whole house together, because this is what you got to do. It's just like the same in baseball. You want to fix baseball, you got to get the Yankees and the Red Sox and the Dodgers to say, hey, yeah, we need to level the playing field, or nobody's going to watch our sport anymore. Yeah, sure, it's great that we have this awesome advantage, but, if nobody gives a rat's ass about Major League Baseball because there's only 4 teams that can win the World Series, well, that doesn't really do much for me, does it? No, if the league disappears and has no relevance, it doesn't do anything for you. And college football is dangerously close to that, to be quite honest. They're losing fan base because of this, the ridiculousness of it all. So you better let somebody try to fix it. You think? I mean, I would. You think Nick Saban has an idea? Like, if you hate Donald Trump, for whatever reason, I get it. You think Nick Saban has a pretty good idea? You know what Trump's good at? Finding smart people to fix things. That's what he's good at. He's not going to fix it.
Delegating.
He might tell you that he's going to fix it, but he ain't going to fix it.
He'll say we when he had nothing to do with it.
He never says we. He'll take the credit. He'll say I did it when everybody else did it. And you know what? I hate when he does that. But he's got it done. Fix it. I don't give a shit who gets credit. Fix it. And federal intervention is needed because, as I said, these public institutions that have these huge advantages, they're competitive people. I get it. They want to keep them. I totally get it. If I was Alabama, I'd probably want to keep all my advantages as well. If I was the Yankees and the Dodgers, I'd fight like hell to keep my advantage. But at some point, I get a bigger picture, and I'm like, yeah, we're kind of in trouble here. So, is Alabama going to be at the short end of the stick ever? No. If there's a level playing field, they're still going to have advantages because they're effing Alabama. Same with the Dodgers. Same with the Yankees. They're always going to have some, they're going to do it better than, even with a level playing field, they're going to do it better because they always have, and they have that culture, But you need a level playing field. You need to fix the issues because in the end, the fans are paying for this. And if you alienate all the fans, you're going to break college football, and nobody's going to care. It's going to be like college basketball. You can save them both because there's still an emotional attachment that fans have to their schools, to their team. If you break that emotional attachment by turning it into what it's been the past couple of years, and players not playing in bowl games or skipping to different colleges every single freaking year, going up to the highest bidder, even when you like the Carson Beck thing, it's like, damn, you're leaving Georgia for the highest bidder to go to Miami. It's like, wow, that's not good for college football. It's not. So you got to fix it. And if Saban and Trump can fix it with an executive order and set, and force the SEC and Big Ten to give up those advantages. And sure, they want to have $60 million more to work with than any other, which is what they have over most other schools. Sure, they do, but that's not good for the game overall. It's not good. It's just like baseball. It's not good for the Dodgers to be able to spend $350 million more than anybody else.
Right.
So you have to force somebody, look, Stu, if you want to be a Major League Baseball owner, you got to have a Major League Baseball payroll. We're going to force you to do that. Yeah, that's what's needed. We need to limit the availability of players to transfer, just like in the NFL. They have contracts. They have to abide by them. It works for the NFL. We can put in the same model, but it may take federal intervention to do that. And if Trump and Saban can fix it, Tuberville knows what he's doing. He's been there. He's coached. He's a senator. Well, then hell yes. How could you not be for that? Because Trump involved.
That's very short-sighted.
Don't you want it fixed? Don't you want it fixed? Do you really care who gets the credit? Don't you want it fixed? Think it through.
So there's one interesting tidbit to all of this that I've seen some speculation about, with Saban being involved in this presidential commission to fix college football, and Saban being named the chair of this commission. If for some reason they're successful and all of this gets sorted out, right, and we've got now some limits and liabilities and some laws and regulations and rules, and Saban was behind all of this and agreed to all of this, There are a lot of people out there saying that Saban is ready to get back into coaching, and he wants to do
if
it
he
again
fixes it.
if it's fixed.
What's wrong with that?
And he's the one chairing the committee to fix it. So, right? I mean,
who could be against that?
right, exactly. So Saban could come back.
College football is better when Nick Saban's in it. College
Regardless of where he is, right?
Better
Better
when
where
Tony
he is.
Yeah, college basketball is better when Tony Bennett is coaching and Jay Wright.
Yeah.
It's better with Krzyzewski. It's better. All these people that have left because they can't stand the nonsense. Yeah. Who could be against that? I can see people, Saban and Trump are going to conspire, just make it about them, and Trump's going to take all the money.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. It's the nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Yeah. I don't care if they put now, if you put Kamala Harris in charge, is she gonna figure it out? Probably not.
Probably cause more problems.
Right. So, but if she could fix it, I'd be all for it. If she wants to be on the Blue Ribbon Commission and just get out of the way, let Nick Saban work, and she gets the credit, I'm all for it. I'm 100% for it. Just fix it.
JP Rick chimed in a minute ago. JP Stephen A. Smith sounds like his Fred Sanford.
I do good Fred Sanford. Lamar. Oh, this is a big one. It's the big one.
Yeah, that's Stephen A. Smith.
Elizabeth, I'm coming to you, Elizabeth. What a great show. Who was the old woman that he used to just rag on that to come over? What was her name?
He'd always call for her.
Yeah, and you're uglier than a some of those lines. You can't say them now, but man, that shit was funny.
Yeah.
So listen, I'm all for it. I am all for it. And if they can, at least somebody's taking some leadership to do something about it. That's more than anything. Somebody's doing something about it, and I'm happy to hear that. And it's people who know what they're doing.
Well, they have a history of being able to fix these things.
Right. Let me see. Like here's an article. President Trump gives Alabama legend Nick Saban new job that should terrify athletes making big NIL money.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's got to find something wrong with it. Yeah.
That means it'll get fixed.
That's the headline. Let me see if I can find a stupid quote in here. The commission reportedly will consist of college sports stakeholders, prominent business people with deep connections to college football. And of course, Saban's co-chair has not yet been revealed. So maybe they're a little worried that the NIL, look, it has to be controlled. And this is something that Mike Alford, FSU AD, told me when I spent a couple hours with him after the event a couple weeks ago that was here in town. And he explained to me that this new then with the House settlement, and you have $20.5 million to pay athletes directly. And the House settlement is we're not going to have boosters to be able to say, like who was the Michigan quarterback? Tyrone Underwood. Was it Underwood?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Michigan quarterback that was bought by, the wife of the wife was the Michigan booster of some really rich dude, Edelman, or I don't remember. Anyway, so the wife was a big Michigan fan, said we need to buy this guy, and so they outbid the other team that had been recruiting him and had him for years and years and years. Yeah. It just you can't do that. The athlete has to actually do something that's worth the money you're paying them, and so there's going to be an accounting firm at Deloitte and Touche or somebody, like they do this in the NFL, and they look at endorsement deals and they say it's worth X amount of dollars. Yep. So you got to do X amount to get this money.
So you can't show up at a car dealership, sign autographs for 20 minutes, and get $10 million.
Right. So there's going to be some control over this, and then you've got to deal out. You're basically going to have a salary cap. Every team's going to have a salary cap. There's going to be some fudge. And like he said, we might return to the old days where, there's payments under the table, but we'll have to regulate that. We'll have to try to keep that as out. But there's ways to do these things, and you can use the NFL model, make them employees. We've been talking about that for decades, and I think that's the way it's finally going to go. So let's just hope that they fix it. If somebody's doing something and they're putting people in charge that know what the hell's going on and what the problems are. If you're a college football fan, how could you be against that?
Regardless of who's trying to initiate it.
Right. This one says, I'm skeptical, in quotes. College Football Insider explains why Donald Trump and Nick Saban can't fix college athletics in America. Oh, really? But you can. Yeah. What is this? Most NIL critics, these developments must be music to their ears. However, not everyone is optimistic about this initiative. Take Fox Sports analyst R.J. Young during a segment on number one college football show, self-anointed. Young wasted no time in making it clear he doesn't believe any commission can fix what's broken in college football, not even one led by Nick Saban. Quote, do you think Nick Saban and Donald Trump can fix college athletics, he asked? Because I'm skeptical as you are. I'm not skeptical. I'm not skeptical at all. Like if I had to pick a couple of guys to get it done, they pretty much, and Tuberville involved as well. I've even said Tuberville should be, Saban and Tuberville should be involved in this. Trust me, Donald Trump's not going to be in these meetings saying, no, don't think that's a good idea. No, he's not. He's going to you guys go fix it.
He's got other things to worry about.
Yeah, he's got other things to do. And this is tinged by, absolutely.
Yeah.
You're not, he's quote, RJ, you got blunt. You're not going to fix this because we want it to stay broken. Really? You want it to stay broken? Whatever.
That's horrible.
Yeah. Horrible take. All right. We'll take another break. We'll come back and get to the rest of your comments here. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the hockey from last night. It was outstanding. As was some of the basketball as well. We'll tell you about
a big comeback, historical comeback.
Yes, incredible what's going on in that Boston-New York series. We're brought to you by Italiano Insurance. Get that insurance checkup and make sure you have your flood insurance and your business insurance must-haves, folks. Doesn't cost a lot of money, by the way. So just call up, check on it, see what it is going to cost you, but you got to have the coverage in both areas. If you're not in a flood zone, flood insurance is not that expensive, so give them a call, but you got to make sure you have it. 813-877-7799. Back in 3.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
JP here for Riveters, the official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. We're located just south of Ray J and Steinbrenner Field, so it's a great pre- and post-game spot, and the happy hour is amazing. Monday through Friday, 3 to 7. Check out these specials. $3 Bud Light drafts, $4 domestic bottles, $5 wells, $6 premium wells, $6 cocktails like margaritas. It's unheard of. And the Riveters food is freshly made daily. No freezers. Happy hour food specials include $3.50 tacos and barbecue sliders. $6 you get edamame or chips with the beer cheese, which is amazing. $8 buffalo chicken dip, my favorite. The truffle fries, chili cheese fries, also $8 at happy hour. As well as other specials throughout the week, including Taco Tuesdays, you get $3 tacos, and Wing Wednesdays, 7 o'clock to 1 a.m. in the morning, you get our amazing wings, 5 for $5 and $5 wells and wines. That's a good Wednesday night. So if you're tired of the preppy, overpriced generic sports bars, come see the amazing, friendly bartenders and staff at Riveters, where customer service really matters. Riveters, just south of where the Rays and Bucs play. We'll see you there. Summer is coming. Do not get caught with your unit unprepared. Your AC unit, of course. The awesome folks at Third Generation Plumbing and AC have a special going on right now. You get a free 1-year maintenance package with any purchase of a new unit. They have special 60-month financing as well, so you don't need a huge chunk up front. Third Generation has an impeccable reputation built over 30 years of doing business. They do plumbing, AC, mechanical work, anything you need around the house. They are trusted folks. Go to the website and read the 5-star reviews. Deidre said, great company that always arrives timely. We have used them for our AC both in home and business and have been very happy. The staff is knowledgeable and professional. I would recommend Third Generation again and again. So give Third Generation a call at 813-961-8024 or go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show here, brought to you by Third Generation Plumbing. They also do AC work and anything mechanical around your house. Great folks over there. John Rodriguez is the owner, and if something ain't right, he will make it right. That's what you want, right? If you have any issues with your technician, and you won't, we had to do some work here at the studio. They showed up within 45 minutes, got the work done, made sure we weren't hot and sweaty in the studio. You don't want that. You don't want to watch that. They're great folks over there. thirdgenerationplumbing.com. Go to the website, read all the 5-star reviews, and get your unit tuned up for the summer. You do not want your unit going down during the summer. It's a bad time for it to happen. Your wife will not like that. Your unit goes down during the summer. That is not going to be good for you. So go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com.
That's like one of the first rules of being a man. You got to take care of your unit.
100%.
Yeah. To everyone's satisfaction.
Yeah. All right. Back to some of your great comments here. Mike Stover says, for the love of God, please do not include Donald Trump into college athletics.
Why? Because you don't want to get it fixed? Okay. If you like it the way it is, then yeah, you're right. Don't include Donald Trump.
Damn, Mike.
What's up with
why?
that?
If he's going to, did Joe Biden do anything for college football? Instead, let it just get wrecked?
Did he do anything ever?
You'd rather have that?
I don't understand.
I don't understand it, man. It's like, crazy.
Love you, Mike, but that's a bad take.
We love you, but man, just get over it. Oh my God! Enable the clause to commitment. Clause to, I don't know what that means. Don't know what. Entitled BS. I don't know. Bucs raise both. JP would mind JPP return. Jason Pierre-Paul coming back?
He wants to, yeah. But you know who he told? He says he's in shape. So
doubt that.
So you know who he goes, by the way, to make this announcement? He doesn't go to ESPN. He doesn't go to his agent. He doesn't go to CBS Sports. He goes to TMZ to do an interview and say, I'm ready to play football again. All right, JPP.
I love JPP. I wouldn't put anything past that dude, but that's hard.
I mean,
he's been out of the game for what, 5 years?
No, he's been out of the game for 2 years. He was in the league in 2023, believe it or not, with the Dolphins.
Did he do anything that year? I don't think he did.
No.
All right.
He hasn't had more than 3 sacks in a season since 2020.
Yeah.
When he had, I think he had 9.5 for the Bucs.
I think we'll stick with Hassan Reddick.
Yeah, good with that.
Yep. Mike says no, but he'll F it up somehow.
or maybe he'll fix it somehow.
Keep the fireworks away from. Come on, man. Yeah, I love me some JPP though. He ain't coming. Awesome.
He ain't effing coming back.
Okay.
Neither is Zach Barrett. He's done.
Yep. Jordan G says the conference realignments and loss of longtime regional rivalries ruined college football more. Truly sad. Some of the conference rivals we've lost. Totally agree with that, Jordan.
100%.
Part of the JP plan would be, to take 96 teams, 6 different divisions, 6 different conferences, geographically realigned. No more Stanford, in the ACC.
Rutgers.
Go back to the old conferences, the old local rivalries, right? Two 8-team divisions in each conference. Okay, national TV contract. Everybody gets the same money from TV, collectively bargained. Players are employees. Instead of signing contracts, though, we have slots, and there's an NIL incentives for players that are better and can make more money, but duly, just ones, as according to the accounting firms. So, and then you get 50% of it, and then 50% goes into the pot to go to all college athletes and all players. And the money that's raised in college football and basketball, that's when you take these players out, the main revenue streams goes to support the other college athletes like it still does. But you have collective bargaining. You have a system where players can't transfer all the time. You commit. You have a contract, same as like the NFL. But they're not individually negotiated. Okay, but you can make more. So the players are getting paid, and that's what we need to do, and commensurate. And then you restore those rivalries. Arkansas playing Texas. Our Texas playing Texas A&M, FSU Miami, FSU Florida. You can even have you can have some other region. And I would while I'm fixing it. FSU has to play FAU, and UCF's in another conference. But these other teams and keep those regional rivalries. That's what I would do, and then everybody's getting served. And so you can fix it. You think, like, Mike, do you really think Donald Trump's going to be in the meetings? No, it's not how it works. He delegates. Robertson is now suspended. Is that Jason Robertson? Who's suspended?
I don't know.
I get it. Breaking news: 49ers wide receiver suspended 3 games. Who's that? Is that what
Which one? Do they have a receiver left?
Check the wire. Really? Check the wire.
I'll go look.
All right. So, so we got last night ranting in with his the third player to get a hat trick in back-to-back playoff games. Jari Curry was the last one to do it as Dallas wins again. Man, he got a couple lucky breaks. He got a little bit of puck luck, but
he did.
Rantanen and the Stars are on their way. That scrum at the end of the game, when it was, what was the final 3-2 in that game? Scrum at the end of the game was just like unbelievable.
And did you see the referee, what he did? I thought this was super smart during that scrum.
What did he do?
So, they
didn't
go
blow the whistle, thank God.
No, thank goodness, because it was never really stopped.
Yeah.
But so, they always position themselves behind the goal, right? Because they're trying to look at the goal line to see if the puck crosses it. Well, 9 times out of 10, when you got a scrum like that, somebody bumps the net and it'll pop it out, right? So got to call, and usually it's the offense or the defensive zone team, right, trying to stop play. The referee went and stood on the back of the net.
Yeah, I like that.
To keep it from moving as he's looking, and then sure enough, the puck shoots out to, goalie's right, and then they continue play. But, dude, that was a massive scrum.
That was insane. God, the drama at that point was crazy. And then the Panthers game. Oh, my God. They didn't kill anybody last night, the Panthers. I don't think.
No, they didn't. I was disappointed.
They're off their game.
That's
didn't try to take anybody out with a head. Yeah, they're down. Yeah, see?
Down 2-0, right?
Yeah, but so they pull, of course, every time Toronto scored, it was such a back and forth game. Panthers scored first. Barkov scored, make it 1. Pacioretty scored. Then it went 1-1, 2-1, 2-2. Every time the Panthers scored, like right afterwards, Toronto would score. They just could not get keep the lead. And then what's his face made it 4-3. God, having a brain fart here. And then with 3 minutes left, just 17 seconds afterwards, Marner scored, make it 4-3. 17 seconds after the Panthers made it 3-3. So then they pulled the goalie, the Panthers did, with 3 minutes left. And they kept it in the freaking zone almost the entire time. Dude. And I'm like, oh my God, there's no way Wall's gonna make these saves. And he did. He made a couple of really, really 5-bell saves in that 3 minute period. And somehow, and then with about a minute and a half left with the empty net, Matthews gets the damn puck about halfway, like right near the blue line on the half wall, and there's nobody around him. And he missed the freaking empty net. I mean, that dude couldn't clutch play if it was. He just did the same thing in the Four Nations. Like, just make a play, bro, so you can close something out for your team. For God's sakes, may hit. I know it's not easy, but Austin Matthews should be able to hit an empty net when he's not being pressured from the blue line. Should he not? Or am I wrong?
No, you're absolutely right, and I don't understand the thought process behind that.
Just put it in the net.
Yeah.
Good God. So they got to go another minute 30. And it's just freaking chaos in the zone. The Panthers just will not relinquish. And damned if they didn't. They got a couple of clears and got it done. But that was, I tell you what, there were it's just nonstop action. No commercial. It breaks. A couple of icing calls, but they just brought it back down, dropped the puck, and here we go. We're not like an NBA game where we have 17 stoppages in the last 3 minutes. It was just on. It was freaking on, and it was great theater. And Toronto's up 2-0 now. First time since 1963 they've gone up 2-0 in their first two series. And that was a great year, by the way. Year of my birth. That's the last time they won the cup, 1963. Is that correct? Yeah. Wow.
For who?
The Toronto.
Oh, the Leafs. Yeah.
The Leafs, yeah. Wow, that's a long time. For such a storied franchise.
Well, it's been 93 since a Canadian team has won it.
Yeah.
Les Habitants.
So how about the Celtics? The Celtics lose 2 in a row at home to the freaking Knicks, who were put down 20 points in both games. And in both fourth quarters, the Celtics went absolutely ice cold. Jason Tatum shooting 25% from 3. As a team, they shot 16% from 2. I mean, in the fourth quarter. I mean, how are you that bad? I know the Knicks got better defensively, but my God, that's just choke city.
By the way, 67 was the last Stanley Cup.
67. Okay, 67.
Sorry.
My bad.
I knew that didn't sound right.
My bad. I know. I thought it was. I didn't think it was 63. It was 60. Yeah. But that's the last time since they've gone up 2-0. Yeah. So I mean, you're up 20 points the second half, and you can't close it out against it at home to the Knicks. Oh my God. That was a banana. And Tatum got the ball at the end. They were down. Brunson makes one. They go up 1 with like a minute to play. So Tatum takes the ball inbounds and literally takes 5 dribbles and dunks. Like in a go-ahead situation, I'm like, can you imagine if they were playing the Pistons back in the day? If Jason Tatum went down the middle and tried to dunk a ball.
They take him off the court in a wheelchair.
Oh, my God.
I'd love to see it, too.
Lambeer
would knock his head off.
Rodman would meet him in the middle of the key and just Sam would go high-low on him. And he'd be done for life. He just dunks the ball. I'm like, well, that's the worst clutch defense I think I've ever seen. And then the same thing they try. So then Mazzulla doesn't call timeout. So Brunson comes back, makes 2 free throws. They go up 1. Mm-hmm. So now it's like 10, 12 seconds left. They had a timeout, and they bring it up. And I don't have a problem with not calling timeout, because especially the way you just scored. You just came down and slam dunked it. Yeah. It worked last time. So Tatum comes up, they run the same exact play, and the Knicks played it a lot better and kind of forced him to his left, which he doesn't like going. And then he went up for the shot, the fadeaway, and then at the last minute, who was Bridges came off Brown, and Tatum tried to throw the pass over there to him, he was wide open, but Bridges made a great play on the pass, stole the ball, and the Knicks are up 2-0. And now, I still think Boston's going to win the series. The Knicks are
much taller task now, though.
Yeah, it's going to be hard. But they've just been so cold. They're getting good shots. They're holding Brunson to 34% shooting. I mean, he's scoring points, but go ahead. You want to take that many shots to get that many points? I'm good. So they're doing everything. They just can't hit their open shots. They're wide open threes. They just can't make them for whatever reason. And they live by the 3, and they won championship by the 3. It's like, if I'm the Celtics, I don't really change anything. Just make some shots. You got to make shots. At some point, you got to make shots. Everybody wants to blame Mazzulla. Listen, make a shot. Players play. Go make a shot. I mean, he did it. He dunked the ball. That was great, but couldn't make the last shot. So shout out to the Knicks.
Big comeback, man.
Those long-suffering Nick fans, holy, how long has it been since they won a championship? Since Ewing never won one. It was Willis Reed. It was DeBuscher and Willis Reed. 73. I think it was 73, right? The last time they won. Walt the Glide, Frazier.
1973.
Yeah. Willis Reed.
1970 and 73. They won.
Yeah. Who else was on that team? DeBuscher, Willis Reed, not JoJo White. Clyde the Glide, Frazier.
Yeah, not Drexler.
No, not that guy. Yeah. So wow, that must be going crazy there. So that's been a little bit of fun.
Jerry Lucas
was on
Bradley,
that team. Bill
Earl
Bradley,
Monroe, Phil Jackson.
That's right. Phil Jackson was on that team. Earl the Pearl was on that team.
Yeah. Crazy, man.
Couple college football notations. The portal has come. I was chatting with some of my FSU people, and for you crazy people out there. So Gus Malzahn, the new OC, he's been buddy of mine, played golf with him the other day. He said everyone, all the offensive line guys we love. Like they hit in the portal on all the offensive line guys they remade their entire offensive line. Of course, Malzahn's offense is really run based. They were a little bit iffy on the running backs that they had, but they brought in this guy, Gavin Sawchuk from Oklahoma, who had a big 2023, had 9 touchdowns at Oklahoma in 2023 and ran for 744 yards. And Castellanos, honestly, the quarterback, is going to be their best runner. So they've got, they love their offensive line. They like the runner. Castellanos is probably going to have 1,000 yards rushing himself. They brought in some really good receivers, they feel like. So Malzahn is pretty high on what he's got in terms of that offense being something different. Please, Lord, it's got to be something different. How freaking worse. And the fact is that Norvell is going to be hands off of the offense, which is great. Fantastic. Mm-hmm. So Malzahn's running the offense. They feel like they've got some really good transfers in the transfer portal on the defensive side as well. So it can't be worse. But I'm just telling you from what they're talking about. Norvell, Gus Malzahn, very happy with what they got in the portal. Who else? A little USF update here. They've had a good portal class as well. They brought in a couple of really good players, some that they feel like will fit in well from them. So third year for Alex Golish, I think we're going to see a vast improvement. 3 years, get more of your players in. They got a little bit more of a stout defense, especially up front. So I'm interested to see how that's all going to shake out. So excited about college football coming up, very much so. Mm-hmm. All right. Anything else we need to get to?
Go Stars.
Go Stars tonight. Absolutely. I'm sitting there trying to, sometimes you try to think it through, like, who am I rooting for in the Toronto, Florida series?
Oh, I know who I'm rooting for.
Then you just kind of watch the games and your heart will tell you, I ain't rooting for the dirty, stinking Panthers. Can't do it. Oh, but they're from Florida. You want to root for Canada? Matter. They're booing your national anthem. I can get over that. I know what that's all about. It's hard for me to root for Toronto, and I don't, I'm not here rooting for them to win I'd love to see Carolina win the cup.
I mean, as a lifelong Habs fan, I'd have a natural hate for the Maple Leafs, right? But right. I think I hate the Panthers more.
Absolutely. I don't think and it's not close. It's not close. So yeah, I'm full on rooting for Toronto. Then I'll root for whoever wins the Canes Caps series. Canes won last night in OT, right? Mm-hmm. I believe they did, or game 1. So yeah, that's good. And in the West, I got to be a Stars fan, right?
You have to.
Ashley's a big Vegas fan, though. She likes the Knights, so I kind of root for them as well.
Yeah, explain that again. Like, I think you explained it once, but I don't remember
She just likes the city of Vegas. Yeah, so she likes their hockey team.
All right.
She loves Vegas and likes the hockey team. Okay, works for me.
That's what she got against Dallas. I'm going to send her a Stars hat, maybe a Mike Modano jersey.
Who would choose in a city draft pick? Who the hell would choose Dallas over Vegas? Not even me, and I'm not a big
What's Vegas
glitzy
got?
casino guy.
What does Vegas have? They didn't have anything. Got casinos
What's Dallas got?
and the Raiders. Dallas has me, sir. First of all,
You're in Plano.
I'm in Little Elm, Frisco, sir.
Little Elm for whatever it is.
Don't bunch me in with more right rudder and Plano over there.
All right, kids. If you missed Jason Licht, go back and watch the show. It was a great epic interview, dudes. He's got a new gig. You'll find out at the end that he's not very good at. So check that out. He wants to be in love with Bert Kreischer, but Bert Kreischer is
he's fanboying.
He's ghosting him. He's ghosting Jason Licht. We got to get those two together for Metallica.
Make a love connection.
I didn't see that coming. I thought they'd be bosom buddies. We got to do the Step Brothers of Licht and Bert Kreischer.
I can do that for you
for tomorrow, and then we'll make that happen.
Yeah.
Make that happen. All right, you guys have a great day, everybody. We will be back with more fun and frivolity tomorrow. We'll see you then.